Bisexuals who have dated both men and women, what are some differences you've noticed? Finally, a question I can answer. I'm a guy and have dated both men and women first. Is that guys just tend to be more forward? Gay culture tends to be more direct, particularly around sex stuff. This isn't to say women aren't. Sex positive women definitely are. It's different though. Women who are more direct, it's more of an openness directness. Like they're happy to talk about whatever. Whereas a guy is more asking / stating second. I might have just gotten lucky with the few guys that I've dated. But ally dating is a bit easier. With women I always kind of feel this expectation of having to set up the dates, which is annoying. Whereas with a guy it seemed pretty even. Third, the bodies. I know this is dumb, but the first time I was with a guy it was a bit strange. I tend to date more fit people and it was just strange when I grabbed onto their side and my hand didn't fully grab the side and I was like, oh right, this is a guy. Fourth, you're not really in the gay culture. It's a bit odd to be not gay and dating a guy. When I was coming out, it was a bit annoying to be like, no, I'm not gay, I just like guys too. It also works against you in the gay culture as well since you're not fully in that. I remember my partner would make these gay jokes by acting over the top flamboyant. I always kind of wanted to join in the joking, but at the same time felt like it'd be offensive since I'm not gay. It was a bit odd place to be in. Fifth, sex. The nice thing with women is that you can just have sex and it's not a big deal. Don't really have to think about it. Having sex with guys, if you didn't get yourself clean beforehand, then you either need to stop and go douche real quick or just kind of go with it. It's not a big deal. Usually I'd just clean myself before I knew I'd see them just in case. The biggest difference for me, since I tend to more switch / top with women and guys I'm a bottom, is that with women, I'm constantly thinking, trying to be in the moment, but also trying to get awareness into the situation. Does this feel good to her? Should I switch position? Keep the same pace, etc, etc. It's not bad, but it can be a bit tiring, which is why I kind of enjoy the change of pace with sex itself. If me and her can just have fast / hot / aggressive sex without having to worry so much about everything. With guys, being the bottom, it's easy. You keep yourself clean and you get frigged. I'm a bit smaller, so it was also fun to date some taller people who could toss me around in bed. I don't have to worry about moving, because they can do it for me. Though it's a bit the opposite with women when they peg me. I still am very much aware in the moment, always wanting to make sure they have a good experience. Still being aware about their needs. Though this is probably more to do with that I don't want them to have a bad time and not want to do it again. More about my own insecurities or something. Life after queer. Ever since I've become openly queer, I've just been more comfortable with myself. I used to be so worried about what others might think. Me being with a guy, I like to be frigged, regardless of gender. How scandalous. After coming out, it's just like, who cares? I still tend to be more attracted to women, but my preference has definitely skewed a little bit. I've always been a bit keen for androgynous women, but now, I have a very big weakness for it, which is a bit frustrating since it seems like a decent amount of lesbians. Not all, but it can be a bit hard to find. I've never been attracted to super girly girls / princess types, but now I find that stuff to be a big turn off. I really enjoy people, regardless of look, who have more of a gender fluid personality, that they're not really stuck in one gender role. It's a lot less embarrassing getting caught on the red when you're staying over at a girl's place early on in the relationship than when you're staying with a guy. Oh, right. Is that normal as opposed to top drawer in the bathroom? Take your pick. Do you need a change of pants too? With my first girlfriend, I had more or less forgotten about the menstrual cycle by the time we were dating. My parents are somewhat older, so my direct exposure to it had diminished. One day she seems a little on edge. Nothing outrageous, but just a little edgy. When we were on the phone later, I asked if she was okay. Something along the lines of, you do know about the whole period thing, right? Felt pretty stupid for forgetting about it. Since then I've tried to be more sensitive to it, but I never initiate discussion of it. I'm still pretty embarrassed about the whole thing. This is a great way to handle this situation. Taken to heart. That's also the whole U periods are gross narrative pretty much every boy grows up with. I'm super thankful my mom had discussions with me about it and essentially normalized it for me. Girls are always like, you don't want to hear about girl stuff please. My extended family is 90% women. Bring on the girl talk. Genitals. When you're in a same-sex relationship, make absolutely sure you're on the same page about sexuality and identity politics. I'm not sure how is for men, but as a bisexual woman who dated a lesbian for 2 years, she made my life a living hell by expecting me to renounce my man-loving ways and fully conform to being a lesbian. At least the man I dated before then wasn't a full-on psychopath, just an idiot. Expecting me to renounce my man-loving ways and fully conform to being a lesbian. That just sounds controlling. / borderline abusive tbh. She was exactly that, yes. When she posted hate against bisexuals on her social media and I asked her to stop, she would say that her opinions shouldn't offend me because I'm one of the good bisexuals. That's nonsense. I'm so glad that's over. I'm one of the good bisexuals. Oh good grief. That's just I have a black friend wearing a different outfit. When you get down to it, my wife is bi, but since she's in a hetero marriage which is like the definition of passing, we're very good friends with a lesbian couple, one of whom is also bi, and all of their lesbian friends hate on my wife and our bi friend for being tourists. I used to really resent it, and then we hung out with our lesbian friends at a bar and watched as random dudes tried to insert themselves into the situation whenever they so much as held hands. Didn't realize how freaking rude the average single guy is to lesbian couples, but it made my blood boil. Still think that lesbians need to get over themselves with the man hating, but I definitely understand where they're coming from now. Man who has dated men and women, currently dating a man. Anecdotally, with the men I've dated, things are always surface deep. When "what do you wanna do for dinner" gets a "I don't care," it means just that, as opposed to the girls I've dated that get pissed when you respond with "alright, we'll just do leftovers then." Also, disposition. The women I've dated will agree to going places or doing things even if they really don't like it. One girl I dated hated hummus but would try some anyway when I would snack on it. With dudes I've dated it'd be a straight up nah. As a bisexual female, this is what I've noticed. Dating a lesbian. The lesbian I was dating at the time pretty much wanted me to forget I also liked men and wanted me to be 100% into women all the time. It was unrealistic to say the least. I couldn't comment on actors or men in public, yet if I said anything about another female it was all good. Dating a bisexual woman. Pretty standard relationship, was fun to talk about people we found attractive etc. Very experimental in the bedroom. Dating a straight man. Asked for threesomes a lot, but when I actually went to plan it, backed out. Not all that experimental in the room. Got super turned on by the idea of me with another woman and super jealous at the thought of another dude. Dating a bisexual man. Pretty close to dating the bisexual woman. Just now the penis isn't made from silicone and there's no boobs. Something I learned overall. Every relationship people think because you play for both teams you are more likely to leave because you have double the options. I was wondering why you didn't finish it off with dating a gay man for way too long. I pretty much round up to being gay now, but I've dated several women in my time. Beyond the genital thing, which never mattered much to me anyway, I think the biggest difference I noticed was how much thought women put into interpersonal relationships. At its best, my ex-girlfriends would be able to clearly and articulately express their feelings in a way that I, emotionally stunted man that I am, cannot. At other times I would feel bewildered as they found hidden meanings in things I said or did that I never intended. In my experience, men are more inclined to take what you say and do at face value and not think too deeply about other people's motivations or thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon through the link in the description. If the video slapped, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for videos every single day. See you tomorrow.